Russians love mushrooms. I had mushrooms in so many different ways and learned some really important things about mushrooms when I was there. I can't wait to share this goat cheese and herb stuffed mushroom recipe with you. I had mushrooms with almost every lunch and dinner when I was in Russia. Russians love mushrooms, we do too. I'm going to show you the chef's secret behind making the best stuffed mushrooms, and then you'll be making mushrooms stuffed with just about everything. These are goat cheese and herb stuffed mushrooms, and they're really easy. Of course, we've got to start with the mushroom. So I have some mushrooms here, about 16 ounces. That's a standard package size. And they're baby Bella mushrooms. You could use white mushrooms as well. All I did was put them in a colander and under cold running water, wash them off. You don't have to worry about just brushing them off. You can use water because we're going to get rid of any water the mushrooms absorb in just a moment. So I've got some mushrooms here, and what you want to do is just take the stem out of the mushroom, and we'll never waste these, right? In the Healthy Kitchen, we keep everything. So we'd either use this for our stock, or we'd saute it with a little something something later on. Now I've got just the cap. If I've got any extra dirt, I just can wipe it off on a paper towel. But let me show you what I'm going to do with it. So that's my mushroom. I'm going to set it aside for just a moment, and I'm going to show you what I did with a tray of them earlier. The secret behind really good stuffed mushrooms is to cook the mushroom cap first. That way it loses a little bit of its liquid and it concentrates its mushroom and meaty flavor. So you'll notice I put mushroom caps on a parchment lined sheet pan. I popped it into a 400-degree oven for about 10 minutes, and in 10 minutes it gives up a lot of its liquid. And you see I put it up with the cap up instead of down because look at all the liquid that comes out of it. So I would just drain off all of these mushrooms, and there we go. And now what I'm going to do is take one of these caps and stuff it. But I got to make my stuffing first. So in here I have about 4 ounces of goat cheese. And goat cheese is used in Russia. It's used all over the world because think about it. Goats are less expensive and they're easy to grow, so we have goat cheese used everywhere, including Russia. So there's my goat cheese, just a couple other ingredients, and it's such an easy stuffing because it can go all in this bowl and get mashed together. I've got about a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. I have some chopped herbs, about 2 tablespoons. This is a great way to get rid of any bits and pieces of herbs you have left in your fridge. I'm using thyme and parsley today. So there goes my thyme and parsley. I've got 1 garlic clove, so the garlic clove I've grated up finely. So there it goes. Now I have a little bit of green onion. This is just a couple of green onions. I use both the white and the green part, so I'm going to put that in. And then last but not least, I want to make this cheese taste even cheesier. And so I'm going to use a little bit of Parmesan in with my goat cheese. So there is my Parmesan right in with the goat cheese. And that Parmesan will actually make the other cheese taste cheesier. That's a chef's secret too. Always put a little bit of Parmesan no matter what kind of cheese you're using. So now all I have to do is mash my goat cheese and all my ingredients together. And before I finish, I'm gonna go ahead and put some salt and pepper in there too. I don't want to forget my salt and pepper. I use a lot of salt and pepper because you know that's seasoning as well. We don't think about it, but it truly is. So there's some freshly ground pepper and just a little bit of sea salt. All right, one more mash, and I'm using a potato masher. That's the easiest thing to do. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my masher, I'll set it off to the side. And I've got this yummy, yummy filling right here. One more thing that I want to put on my mushrooms are pine nuts. Pine nuts are grown in Siberia in Russia. Isn't that interesting? And they're exported all over Europe. So these are my pine nuts, and I toasted those as well. Same thing, 400-degree oven, only it took 4 minutes to get it nice and toasty. So I'm going to put some pine nuts out on my plate right here. And these are pretty small pine nuts. Sometimes I find that they're really large. In that case, I chop them a little bit, but these are good, I think. I'm going to grab a little spoon, and I'm going to put some of our filling into my, oops, not that one. That one's not cooked. Into the cooked mushroom. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is just put the whole mushroom right down on my pine nuts. There we go. And now I've got the pine nuts and the filling into the cooked mushroom, and I'm going to put it right back on my tray, and I'm going to slide it into the oven. It'll only take about 5 or 6 minutes for the creamy filling to get warm, and that's what I'm looking for, but I made some a little bit earlier, so I want to show you. Oh wow, these are roasty, toasty, warm now. I wish you could smell them. Oh, I can't wait to taste one. That's an easy stuffed mushroom. You just have to remember you need to cook your mushroom caps first, make your filling, and then pop it back in the oven for just about 5 minutes. It's gonna get warm, creamy, delicious, and I'm getting ready to serve these up.